Welcome back to another episode of Luminary Leaders Live. We are streaming on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook, and we hope that you get a great sense of content today. And my guest, who is Joan Stanford, you'll meet her in just a moment. She's with Jazzy Pen Communications. But I really want to kind of pull everybody back in, and I hope that, if you're going to be watching this live, fantastic. If you catch the replay, just make sure you watch the whole episode because it's going to be filled with just so much great information. My name is Shelly Harrison, as I mentioned, and my company is Luminary Leaders. We are a speaker management and consulting company, and we represent speakers across the country. I'm excited to also mention we have a golf event that we're working on right now, and it's going to be at Pechanga, June 14th through the Veterans Chamber of Commerce. And we have NFL alumni that will be there. So if you're a football buff, we've got Buffalo Bills represented, Kansas City Chiefs, the Cleveland Browns. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So you could actually golf with an NFL alumni, Hall of Famer, or Super Bowl champ. So without further ado, I would like to welcome my guest, who is a very good friend of mine. I've known Joan for many, many years, Joan Stanford with Jazzy Pen Communication. She's the owner. So welcome, Joan.
Thank you so much, Shelly. I'm so excited to be on with you again.
I know this is part 2. And, we talked about it when we've had the first episode. And today I know that we're going to dive a little bit deeper because I really want our audience to know, especially with LinkedIn, because we're live on LinkedIn, and we're going to talk about that towards, the second half of this episode, as far as content and how to leverage that. First, I want to get into, just tell us a quick little story about how Jazzy Pen Communications started.
Wow, quick little story. I don't know how quick I can be, but let's see. Jazzy Pen Communications actually started as a side hustle for me. It was
side hustle.
Absolutely. I was working in corporate America, and the 2009, 2010 recession hit. Horrible time of my life. Not was it recessionary, but I lost my brother to a motorcycle accident, and I lost my job, all within 6-month time frame, and it was horrific. It was like my world had just come crumbling down.
Gosh, I had no idea, Joan. I didn't even know that about you, and I thought I knew a lot.
Yeah, I thought it
I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah.
It was a tough time in my life, but I was able to rebound, is the positive spin of all of this. It was, of course, one of those things where you're thinking, do I revamp my resume and start sending it out, or do I make this side business work? I chose the latter. And so here we are, 12 years?
Yeah, gosh. You bounced back big time. Yeah.
So in my 9-to-5 job, I was a technical editor. And so as a side business, I was doing fun editing fiction novels, and really enjoying that. Decided once it was time to make Jazzy Pen just full-blown 9-to-5 or full-time business.
Yeah.
What I needed to do was transition and pull some of my other skills out, which is writing, of course, as well as editing. So I was doing both when Jazzy Pen started at that time. And it's been great and going strong ever since. I am creating content and copywriting for small business owners, entrepreneurs, speakers, and the like. So I'm having a really great time. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy my clients, and we make sure that we are positioning our clients in the best possible Jazzy light. That is what we're
And that's what I love. And you do, because we have utilized your services where you've made multiple flyers for us. You've done a lot of creative work Some of the information on our website came from you, a lot of it. And, I always feel so good because I know you've got our back. You believe in our brand. You know what and I'll bring back, let's rewind a little bit back in December. A lot of people have either had COVID or they've dodged it. I ended up in the hospital for a few days, and owning your own company, the very first day that I was in the hospital, I knew that I had to reach out to my clients, but I did not feel good at all to write a letter. And I had no one on my team other than Joan. So quick text to Joan. She was on it within 24 hours, had that letter ready to go. Then my team sent it out to our clients. And I mean, you helped us tremendously at that time. And it was very heavy on my heart because here I am in the hospital and, I knew I've got to get in touch with Joan. I mean, you were my first response in handling that. And you did such a great job, Joan, and I appreciate that.
Awesome. It was my pleasure to be able to help you out and come in, at that particular time. You had a lot going on.
Yeah.
To think about. So the least I can do is take on a business writing project for you and get that done. Absolutely.
And it was spot on. It was perfect. It was almost like I wrote it, but I couldn't write it as good as you. Yeah. But no, and just all the work that you've done for us. We've, like I said, you've done a lot of creative work on our flyers, the website. So when you work with companies, what is the most important thing that that you feel differentiates you from other, journalists and writers out there that you deliver to your clients?
I think the big differentiating factor is that because I have a journalism background, I spend time necessary to really get to know my clients.
Yeah.
Really the client themselves personally and professionally, but the business as well. It's important to know the business and the person behind the business in order to really craft that authentic content that's really going to resonate with their audience.
Yes. Yeah. And you do a great job with that. And I know that, you do a lot of different things in terms of, the work that you create. Can you share with our audience what kind of work that you do? Because it's just a variety of different things that you can do for businesses and speakers and sole proprietors.
Right. Absolutely. So for me and for Jazzy Pen Communications, we really focus in on content creation. And that content really comes in the forms of so many different things, so many different aspects. It can be branding side, personally for that business owner or the C-suite executives, as an example. We're writing bios, professional profiles for these individuals so that they can position themselves as the leaders of the organizations, right?
Right.
On copywriting as well, where we're doing website content, blog articles, blog posts, social media posts as well. We have done speaker one sheets as an example. So that kind of ties in those and branding as well for our speakers out there who want to brand themselves and really have a professional document that event planners can look at, and all of the individuals who may be hiring them to speak. They want an idea of what the speaker is all about. And oftentimes, writing about yourself is a hard thing. Right?
It's very hard. It's very hard. I mean, you wrote my bio and I'm like, I could not have done that, because we're obviously, there's so much we want to write, but it's like, you don't really feel comfortable, writing about yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And the good thing is that you don't have to. You don't have
That's
to
write
yourself.
That's right.
That's a task that you can definitely delegate and pass on. Yet it's important for a professional to really come in and hone in on those key aspects about you that differentiate you from someone else that does exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
I find that I have a sweet spot of pulling out the information that is yours and yours alone. It is that thing or two or three things that really make you amazing. I recently
Yeah.
had a client who, I sent her the draft of her bio and she said, "Oh my God, Joan, my bio sounds amazing." And you are amazing. Make no mistake. I do not
Yeah.
information. I'm not,
Well, those key words
trying
to pull the bio
yeah,
together. And,
that's
and it's customized the way that you do it because you really understand your clients and, in your brand. I love your brand because, number one, it's purple. I mean, who doesn't love purple? At least the women, right? But,
right.
the brand, you really do, walk the talk and you have, jazzy pen communication where I know you do, work with the Inland Empire Women's Business Center. You do also do some work with Constant Contact, and there's so many things that that you provide, Joan. And let's kind of dive into LinkedIn real quick because I know you have a workshop coming up tomorrow. But let's talk a little bit about LinkedIn. Just kind of what are some of the things that people need to know to really attract and build their connections on LinkedIn authentically?
One of the things that I think a lot of people forget about on LinkedIn or they overlook is a
Oh,
piece of your profile, and that's that about section, formerly
oh
known
yeah.
as the summary section, right?
Hmm.
A huge piece of real estate on your LinkedIn profile that you can certainly take advantage of because you can showcase who you are, what you do, how you do it differently, why people should work with you or hire you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So many times people just don't even fill it out, or they have something that resembles an old school summary from a resume, right?
Yeah, I've
So
run
it's
across a
like,
few of
what's
those. Oh yeah.
oriented and, those types of things. And these days on LinkedIn, people aren't really looking for that, right? Even the people who
Yeah.
are looking for jobs or recruiters, they're really not looking for that. They're looking for that individual that's going to make a difference in organizations. That's the thing. And so
Yes.
what are you
Yeah.
going
So
to
the
do
content is
to make a
key.
difference?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The bullet points
Absolutely.
and things that need to be included. And now you have a workshop tomorrow. So can you tell our audience a little bit about what they can expect and if they would like to sign up, where to find it?
Absolutely. So tomorrow's webinar is going to be LinkedIn for beginners. I've had a lot
Mhm.
of people reach out to me and say, "Joan, I know that you have that, level up on LinkedIn, and I'm just not even there yet because I don't even know where to start. I have
Mhm.
a profile, I haven't looked at it in years, that sort of thing." So I said, "Well, let me go ahead and create a program, a webinar that's going to really delve into the basics
Yeah.
LinkedIn, right? We're going to
Mhm.
look at the landscape. Sometimes when you log in, there's just so many things to look at. You don't even know
There's a
what
lot to do.
first,
Yeah.
right? We've got
Mhm.
connections, we've got messages, we've got notifications. All of these things are going on at the same time. It could potentially be overwhelming for the beginner. And so this class is really going to dive into breaking it all down. We're going to
Mm.
about making sure that your profile is at all-star level. We're going to check all
Yeah.
this. We are going to talk about connections and making the right connections that are really going to benefit you. We're going to talk about connect versus follow. We're going to talk about
Mm. Yeah.
using LinkedIn, but not to the extent where it's going over people's heads, right? So it's
Right.
take it slow.
In simple terms. And it would do a lot for people just to be able to attend that workshop so they can make some tweaks. And, it's just a few tweaks that could really make a LinkedIn profile pop. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you want
And
to be found is another thing too. So we've got to be using the right keywords. We want to
yes.
hashtags when we're posting different things like that. So we're gonna dig deep.
And it's 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, right? Pacific
10
Standard
o'clock
Time
to
to
11:30
11:30.
The information is available on Eventbrite. So if you do a search for LinkedIn for Beginners or Jazzy Pen Communications, you will find it. But I will certainly give you the link later on, Shelley, for you to.
Yes, so we're going to put it in the show notes. Absolutely. So people know where to register. Yes,
Absolutely.
definitely. Well, Joan, this has been amazing. And, I appreciate you so much. We are happy to represent you with Luminary Leaders. So for those of you that are looking for a speaker that could really give some high level technical support and help and talk about, the things that are critical for speakers or, different organizations and companies, Joan is available to speak. So give us a call or call Joan direct. And in addition to that, Joan, you've just done so much for us. And this is my way of saying thank you for all that you've done for us as a team at Luminary Leaders. And thank you to our audience for joining us today. We really appreciate you being here, and we hope that you've learned something today. In fact, put it in the chat if you've learned anything from today's talk. And I'm actually going to give, there we go. There's the website for Jazzy Pen. So we'll let it go through again so people can do a screenshot and grab that there. And Joan, I think, we've given a pretty good idea of, just content and what you do. And is there anything last minute that you'd like to share with businesses?
Last minute, if you have not registered for the event.
There we go. That's the last minute.
It's last minute is that it's not only the class, but I'm also offering one-on-one consultation to go with the class. So it's a 2-for-1 scenario. So I would love for people to take me up on this because it's going to be a lot of fun and it's going to be informative. People know if you can an event, you're going to have fun, but you're going to learn a lot too.
That's so true because I've been in your workshops and I know, and it's very upbeat and it's not boring whatsoever.
Exactly. You know me.
You bring it on. Yep, exactly. Well, Joan, yes, thank you. And, it was great having you on the show, and we'll make sure that we put the link for everyone so that if you'd like to join Joan's LinkedIn workshop tomorrow, it's from 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to 11:30. Make it a priority if you are a newbie on LinkedIn, because this is for you. But anyway, so thank you again. We will see everyone next time. Joan, thank you. And everybody have a great day.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.